We're live. Apparently, we're live. Yes, it doesn't tell me this sort of things. Welcome to Sabae NoChaNoMa. Welcome, Pablo. Welcome, Cobra T. I pronounce that better than some other YouTubers who call you Cobrat, but Cobra T. Welcome to Sabae NoChaNoMa, Simon's living room. This is my living room, nice, cozy, and warm. And this fine young chap is Charlie No Seikatsu. Where are you, Charlie? Introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Charlie. I'm from the One Cup of Japan channel. I'm here in Sabae City, Fukui Prefecture, Japan, in front of a drugstore. If you want to get really specific.
And he may start shivering during the course of the show because it's quite chilly apparently over there.
Seriously, quite suddenly too.
So we could be doing some strenuous walking just to keep him warm. Hello, Peppo. At this point, yeah.
Yes, hello, people in the comments.
Yeah, Charlie can see your comments and he can respond to them, but he can't. There's no way that he can type. Not only because there isn't anywhere to type, but it would be rather odd for him poking his finger at the screen.
Odd for you. Odd for you.
Yes.
Yes.
So here we are. Yes. What I'm going to do, just to be sort of in sympathy with Charlie, is that we're doing, because Charlie has a show where he walks about like this and talks to the audience, although it's recorded, and I don't generally do that, not very often anyway. So just out of sympathy, I'm going to where I go, playlist, and start click on that. It's all very technical, and press play, and there we are. I'm walking about, as it were, in England. This is from England, actually, in the background, near my parents, actually, to be honest. And then the rest of it is Belgium. So, yes, when Charlie disappears like that, you can concentrate on
Indeed, when I'm just sort of like swallowed by darkness, they can look at your beautiful pre-rendered footage. Indeed.
Pablo G says he wishes you were in Arizona. Wish you were in Arizona, where it's still warm. Well, I don't know. I mean, I quite like autumn. You were saying before that you wanted to go and get some mulled wine, but for that autumn,
yes, if only.
I quite like autumn. I mean,
I apologize for poking you, Cobra T. Yes, and yeah, I mean, I don't really know much about Arizona. I'm gonna go ahead and say that from the get-go here. But does Arizona have times where it's pleasantly warm? Because my image of Arizona is just like you're always just like sweating constantly.
Yes, Pablo is in a pool of sweat as we speak.
Right, drowning in his own bodily fluids.
Oh, wasn't it? Oh, hello, Nosh. And we have a San Franciscan. I'm getting sort of, very early morning people here from America. It's very dedicated viewers I've got here.
Hello, oh my God.
This is Charlie, by the way. This dark figure.
Yes. You'll be able to see my face momentarily, though you may regret it.
Yeah, we're waiting for a street light.
That's right. That is literally what I'm walking up to at the moment. Yes.
Yes. You're seeing a lot of Japan here, viewers.
Yes.
This is Japan at night in a remote prefecture.
Yes. This is the kind of quality content you can expect from my channel. Being able to see literally nothing. Here's a bank. It's a Japanese bank, so it's extra special. This is a Japanese stoplight. Whoa. Indeed.
Hang on, my green screen's going wonky. My lighting, otherwise known as daylight, has decided that I have to do click that, and I still have a healthy green glow around me. But anyway,
yes.
So, what have you been up to since you last made a video, which wasn't that long?
Yeah, I think my last one was 2 weeks ago. What have I been doing since then? Giving myself calluses on my hands.
One wonders. Oh dear.
No, I'm sorry. I thought it was back on Three Old Dudes, and I thought that was the kind of topic we were going to.
Misses.
Yeah. What have I been doing? Behold, it is a vending machine.
Whoa, there we are. It's definitely Japan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. What have I been doing? I mean, yeah, not too much. I guess been doing a lot of studying, trying to get my
You're always
certifications in various things.
studying. You, I mean, I put me to shame. Really, it's put a lot of people to shame with all this studying you do.
I like studying. I like studying a lot. Yes. Studying and calluses, Simon. That's the pirate's life for me. But yeah, I mean, really, because it's just, I mean, you and I talked shortly before we went live about the corona situation here, and despite there being like single numbers here, like for a month, there's still like everybody's like, okay, let's just wait until corona is finished to do anything. And that includes like companies that have previously offered you positions immediately, but have been like, okay, let's rethink it in like a month or two. So that's been fun too. It's just sort of like, waiting around for the next stage to begin kind of thing. So that's the serious answer to the question, I suppose. Yes.
So have you done anything fun?
Have I done anything? But
yes, you did. You did. It was all over Instagram. Chicken cooking in the woods and stuff.
Yeah, that's right. I know, Pablo. Like, things are just always crazy in the U.S. It seems like you guys are never going to catch a break. I went camping at a place actually not too far from here. And the draw of the place, well, I suppose there's multiple draws, but the reason we went was for the camping. And what's interesting about it is that it's not a spike of calluses, Pablo, understood. Was that the place where you camp is elevated like 4 meters or something off the ground. So you get, when you go into your tent at night, you get like a really good view of like the stars and of the forest and stuff like that around you.
And the creepy crawlies and the animals crawling under you 4 meters down below.
Yes, precisely. Yeah. So that was great. It was really, really good. Just because, as I said, nobody's really doing anything. So it's good to just be able to get out and, not see just your own four walls and those at your workplace. Okay, so here's a little bit more of actual civilization. This over here is a sexy, what is the word? Insurance
sexy
agency.
Insurance.
Yes. This over here is a family mart.
You insure your sexiness.
Yes.
I'd like to take out insurance on my sexiness, please.
Yes, I have a policy, but the premiums are really high because, well, my face. And we're gonna cross the road here in a second. I didn't narrate that part. Yes.
Oh, well, there. Is it green or is it blue? Is the man green or is the man blue? This is the question.
Indeed, we're gonna have one of those like striped dress debates. This over here, this is a Hachiban Ramen. This is like a Fukui local chain kind of thing. And so frustratingly, or I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but when you say like, let's go ramen, Fukui people will always choose Hachiban Ramen. Yeah, as opposed to like a mom and pop place that might even have more delicious ramen, which believe me, they exist. Yes.
It's sort of like the equivalent of McDonald's sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's good, but it's not like, it's not going to get a Michelin star anytime soon.
No. So you've tried it, you've been there, done that, and ticked it off.
I've ticked it off, yes. Many, many a time. Yes.
How are you actually eating? This is a good question, because you say you just came from work, so I'm presumably.
I'm having a liquid dinner.
Oh, that's same. Oh, that's two of us.
Yes. Yes. This is Oni lemon, demon lemon.
Demon
9%, yes.
Oh,
9%
so it's
lemon sour.
It's sort of like budget strong zeros.
Actually, it's a little bit more expensive version because it doesn't taste like a camel's asshole. I'm making some assumptions.
Yeah.
I'm making some assumptions about camels and their butts. But Pablo, yeah, I'm from Buffalo. Have you ever had a bad ramen? Simon, let's turn that question over to you. Have you ever had a bad ramen?
No, actually, I've had a very good ramen. I think one. I can't remember how many I've had. I've had one several in Tokyo. One with keisan death. Possibly it was because I was with keisan death that it made it good. I don't know, but it was rather nice. And then I had
seems like a
one in Kyoto with my friend Shane from Zeno Living from Kyoto. And he'd had it recommended, and we went to this place, and it was delicious. It was just like somewhere in Pontocho, something like that. We just popped in, and then the other one I had was with my friend Inglanese from who lives in Ube in Yamaguchi, and we met up. I met up with him, and we found this ramen place. It was just about to shut, but the guy took pity on it. Two foreigners, sort of like looking like forlorn and hungry, and he took and he said, "Oh, yeah, come in," and he gave us free beers as well. So that, I mean, can't remember whether the ramen was good. I think it was, but the free beer helped. So
yeah, you got to get that omotenashi, right?
Pepe was saying he thought I didn't like ramen. I mean, well, it's basically sort of spaghetti in soup, but it can be nice.
You better look out, Simon. You're gonna get shanked. You talk like that. I think like the thing about ramen is it's what is that quote? It's like what do people say? Like well, they're talking about sex, but they say sex is like pizza. Like even when it's bad, it's good.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and disagree.
Okay.
Yeah.
When it's bad, it's very, very bad. When it's good,
it's bad. It's awkward, and you suddenly can't find where you left your pants, and you want to get out of there. You know.
So, meanwhile, on Three Old Dudes.
That's right. By the way, I'm talking about the situation with pizza. I'm not talking about sex, Simon.
Okay,
I don't know
right.
about you, but
sorry, I had the wrong end of the stick there.
That's right. You sure did, because I took off my pants when I ate pizza. You know.
I couldn't remember where you'd left them. The pizza was that bad.
Yeah, that's it. But point being that I think ramen is a much more apt analogy with pizza, right? Even when it's bad, it's kind of good, I think.
Well, I'm framed by a castle gate here. That's why I'm doing this.
All right, does my brother want to cooperate here? You, whatever. I'm sort of like, I freeze. My browser's in this state where I'm only seeing the comments, which is fine because I can respond to them quickly. But I'm afraid to try and revert it back to where I can see your face for fear of closing.
Oh well, you know what I look like. I mean, you can hear my voice and you can imagine what I look like.
Yes, indeed, I can and do. I'm actually heading somewhere with purpose in this darkness. I'm hoping that we can still see.
All right.
Interesting.
Okay. Cool.
Here's the view around us here. We're heading deeper into the countryside.
I just see lights bobbing on the horizon.
Indeed. Back that way is my place.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a pachinko shop, which you wouldn't think there'd be so many damn pachinko places in a place that has a population of 80,000.
I just wonder. I mean, pachinko. I mean, it's. I mean, I imagine. I see pachinko as something that's done by sort of. Well, it is an aging population, so there's a vast number of aging Japanese who probably still play pachinko, and they've not been replaced by the younger generation who aren't remotely interested in pachinko enough for the pachinko to sort of be not economically viable.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I would assume the same thing. But it's also like in the same way, I guess, where like arcades or game centers are still doing pretty well, I guess, at least around here. And I will say that of the pachinko players I know, all of them are like in their mid-30s.
Good grief.
Yeah, and let me tell you what, dude, people get crazy addicted to that shit.
Oh, that'll explain it. Yes, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
nothing like watching metal balls falling down to get you addicted.
Well, sure. I I understand from the pinball perspective, but you know, I don't know where we're going with this. I just made it awkward. Anyway, moving on.
All right. A good question from Pablo here. So where you live, Charlie, what is the biggest superstition people believe in, or maybe supernatural, like in the US, Bigfoot or UFOs? Very good. What do the Sabae citizens sort of like as their biggest, Did you not see that yokai the other week?
This is a super great question. God, what do people believe as far as superstitions?
They believe that Suga will be a good premiere, but
well, yeah, there's that, but that's more of a national issue, I suppose. Oh God, that's such a good question. Oh,
all right.
One of my students just went by.
Shh. And your drinking history. So was drinking in the park at night.
I know, right? Sensei, what are you doing? God, I can't even think about a superstition, but I think honestly, like the best thing that I can remember off the top of my head is I like to whistle. I'm gonna sit down here because everybody's going past me on bikes, and I'm gonna get dead if I try and walk with them. But I like to whistle. I think it's probably because it reminds me of my dad. Daddy. I'm in a weird mood today, man. I think it's just because I'm just like, it's been a long day.
Right.
Yeah, but anyhow. And the idea is that if you whistle at night, that snakes will come.
Oh, right. That's a bit weird. Yes.
Yeah. So there's that, and then also, oh God, what is it I heard today? So one of my kids was like, instead of picking up their book bag and like walking it over to their chair, they were using their feet. And I was giving them shit, and then the Japanese teacher came in and said, if you do that, oh God, what was it? Like you're gonna, God, what was it? Like if you use your feet, then your brain is gonna go to mush basically, or like you're gonna get dementia or something like that.
Yeah.
It was something to that effect, and I was like, oh shit, okay, I haven't heard that before. Yeah. I'm sorry. That's not as interesting as I think maybe Pablo was hoping it would be.
I don't know. I find it quite interesting and utterly bizarre. So tips for visiting in Japan: don't play with your feet or whistle at night.
That's right. There you go. You heard it here first.
Yes. Exclusive to Simon NoChaNoMa travel tips in Japan.
That's right. Collabo. Cobra T has an old pachinko machine in his bedroom.
Her bedroom.
Yeah. Her bedroom. Excuse me, Cobra T. I didn't know. Yeah, I mean, pachinko, I played it one time. If any of you are familiar with a guy by the name of Jake Knowlton.
Yes. Just recently.
Yeah. He, one time I went to Kyoto with him and we got drunk and we were like, hey, let's try pachinko. And I lost 5,000 yen in the span of like 10 minutes. And I was like, okay, fuck this. Add to the fact that you're getting bombarded with such a crazy array of colors and sound, and also like the smoke is so bad in there. So like you're risking like an epileptic seizure, lung cancer,
and financial ruin.
That's it exactly. There's no upside.
Very addictive.
Upside. Yeah, that's it. That's it, right? Yeah, you get a nicotine addiction and a gambling addiction simultaneously. Yeah. So like, yeah.
We can't talk. I mean, we are addicted to these. So I mean, and the older generation isn't, perhaps. So.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Each every generation, has their own thing, I guess. Yeah. There's something I thought of, if I could talk about a little bit, Simon.
Yeah, sure.
That I was thinking about today. Is how often Japanese kids say the word kitanai, dirty, messy. Like that kind of thing. And it's not just kids, like generally, like I think I think if you've been here or you kind of hang out in like the sphere of like Japan videos or all that kind of thing, like you hear people complain about people saying like samui desu ne or atsui desu ne or nihongo jouzu desu ne, all that kind of thing. But like one thing you hear a lot too is the word kitanai. Like, and it's little things like people, dirty, or
in reference to what in particular? Sort of like to situations, to people, to.
Well, yeah. So like, one of the things that I noticed just because of what I do to put bread on the table is like, if for example, I don't draw like an undercase e perfectly, they'll say kitanai or kitane, that kind of thing, and and of course nobody gives a shit. Like
that's perfection. That Japanese is perfection obsession, possibly.
Yeah. And I mean, you can understand it a little bit with like ABCs because of how strict they are with kanji and hiragana and that kind of thing. But like, I mean, nobody cares, right? Like when you're writing in English, nobody really cares. If you can read it, people are like, okay, great, good. You know?
Depending entirely. I mean, I'm currently proofreading a script that was translated from Japanese to English by my singer friend. I'm helping it with it, so it is important to a certain degree.
Oh yeah. I mean, certainly in like that kind of situation, like especially like where that's going to take a lot of time as it is, like for sure. But I mean, like, you know, if you're just writing it down, you're making a memo or something, nobody cares, eh?
No. If you're writing it on the blackboard, if you're writing it on the blackboard and they've got to, copy it down in their book, then it's important, I would say. But I mean, if it's just like a message, like next week's class we're going to do this, that, or the other, then it's not important.
Yeah, well, that's it, right? I like. By the way, going back to our previous conversation, how Pablo said like, you win every time if you make it out of a pachinko parlor alive, or not having like gotten cancer. By the way, what I wanted to show you is this walking road, and you can see the river over here. Hopefully, you can see it at least a little bit.
We will take your word for it. I can see lights in the distance. This was what you were taking us to. You'll have to sort of go down to the lake shore and paddle, and we'll know for certain.
Yeah, you can at least hear the noise at that point. This is the trouble with the iPhone. Good daylight video, shitty nighttime video. But not just with writing though. Also with like if you get like water, like a drop of water on your pants, like particularly something that comes to mind is like the sweat that forms on like a bottle when when the bottle's cold but it's like a hot day.
Yeah, condensation.
And like and the condensation like drops onto your pants. And
it depends where it drops. You know, I mean, if it's on the knee, then they're overreacting. But if it's in a certain area, they could be like confused.
Yeah. But it's just like I think it goes back to what you said, like the idea, like this focus on like perfection or in perfection being how to say adherence to form, right? As a definition of perfection. Like, it's something I've really been noticing a lot recently with kids.
Well,
I'm like, oh man,
I mean, they've not got that out of the air. They've got that from their parents and the surroundings, haven't they? I mean, it's a Japanese trait, really.
For sure, yeah.
And it's also the Japanese a very sort of ritual cleanliness is also very strong.
For sure.
The Shinto thing. So that's also sort of, even though they're not strictly religious in the way that we would think, like going to church every week and praying and all and singing hymns and all that malarkey. I was reading somewhere about that it permeates everything.
It's like it's almost but indoctrination isn't the right word, is it? Infused, I suppose, is the better word, right? Where there's no conscious thought like, oh, this comes from Shinto or this comes from Buddhism. Right, a big thing is like itadakimasu, right before you eat. Like that's a religious thing. So yeah, and it's like, I guess part of the reason why I was thinking about it is because I have gotten into fights with my fiance before because, like, of course, I'm an American and there's so much shit that I just don't care about. I'm like, who gives a shit?
So you hear Kit and I quite a lot from your
I cared a lot from everybody. Yeah. Kit and I. What is dirty? What are you talking about? But yeah. But like I mean, of course, given my personal situation, the fact is I'm gonna have to, like, you know, I'm gonna be in the middle of that, like, especially raising kids and that kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, what do I do? Like, do I protect, like, the cultural like neuroticism?
Yeah. Are
Right,
you speaking from your perspective or from their perspective? Are you considering theirs as cultural neuroticism, or your sort of easygoing American side as
well, this
not
is it. Well,
as culturally neurotic?
Well, this is what I was thinking about, right? I was like, okay, well, do I protect, like, the Japanese neuroticism of perfection and cleanliness and all that kind of thing, or do I protect, like, my own sort of cultural background where, like, as long as, like, right, form doesn't matter so much as function, right? That kind of thing. So yeah, and it's like I think to be honest, it's not a cool thing to think, cool way to think, but I was like, I really don't want my kids to be this neurotic, was what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But also, like, yeah.
Then a good thing would be for them to, I mean, you know, when they're old enough, or, you know, to take them out of Japan and let them experience it. That being said,
oh, sure.
There's I mean, I have plenty of Japanese friends who've done that, and they've gone back, and it's not gone well. You know, there's that to consider as well, in the sense from their peers and surroundings, and sort of, you know, they're looked at askance because they've been abroad and experienced life outside, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's true. I've got a good friend of mine, and he works. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. No one knows where I work, but, like, we work together, and he spent a good amount of time living in San Francisco as a teacher to young children. He's a Japanese guy, and he said as much too, coming back and people sort of, like, looking at him in a strange way, because, like, something about him wasn't I don't want to say pure, because I don't mean to give it that slant, but I mean, something about him didn't quite fit as much as it had used to. You know,
he didn't have that sort of look. He didn't have the look of, you know, what do you call it? Well, you got uchi and soto and all those things, and the wa. He was missing the wa.
Indeed, something about him, but yeah, I mean, you know, and I think though too, like, there's something really, it's not all bad. I think, like, yeah, I mean, Pablo's saying it right now is about this idea of balance, right? Like, I think part of the reason why Japan nationally has not had trouble, for example, with COVID in the same way that the States just, you know, the States just can't get it under control, is because there is this sense of, it's not just sense of cleanliness, but it's a sense of the importance of conforming to the rules. Right?
Yeah.
And believe me when I tell you, that can be infuriating. And also, there are a ton of people who break those rules. It's not like everybody follows it. That's not what I'm saying.
No, I mean, in Tokyo, you got those that go on the train without the masks and all that business. And so
on purpose, right? On purpose.
Yeah, on purpose.
So, like,
but
it's not like these let's get COVID parties. So
it's not as giant as it is in you know, it's not the numbers are not as big. Like, half of the population is not anti-mask like it seems to be in other parts.
That's it exactly. And it's like, so you figure if you have this idea, like Pablo was saying, about finding balance, like when to apply, when to understand the importance of sticking to the rules and all that, and cleanliness and all that, as opposed to, you know, just doing it because that's what you're supposed to do. Like,
yes, I'm looking at my carpets and rather filthy bedroom.
Americans don't want to be put in. Yeah, well, that's it, right? That's it. Yeah, and I don't know, Simon. This is a conversation I'd like to have with you, because I mean, first of all, you're originally from the UK, right? And you immigrated to Belgium, right?
Yep.
Excuse me, that was an awkward place to clear my throat.
Belgium.
Shit. Where was it? France. No shit. But I mean, first of all, I mean, what has the difference been like for you as far as the reaction from what you've seen between people back home and in Belgium?
Well, with my Dutch friend in the comments, let me sort of put it out. I mean, when I visited the continent, sort of the Netherlands, when I visited the lowlands first, the first place I visited ever before I moved here and anything was Holland. And it was kind of anally retentive clean. Sort of, everything was there was almost, I mean, outside of Amsterdam, but I mean the other areas were sort of very clean and tidy, and in my research in the history of Holland, and so I discovered that this was a trait. And then I went, and on that same visit, we popped into Belgium, and the difference was marked crossing over the border into Belgium, and there was litter, graffiti, dirt, and it felt, oh, this is just like home. I kind of more relaxed. So
sure.
So I'm not, kind of. That comes down also slightly to character as well. I mean, it's stereotypical. You have the Dutch, who are very sort of upright and proper. Peppo is arguing here in the comments. I don't know, but Belgium is sort of more Burgundian, sort of enjoys of life, but that's also to do with again stereotypical Holland, Protestant, Belgium, Catholic. So kind of like and me being British and sort of from Protestant roots, although not remotely religious at all. Just culturally, came into a Catholic country and was like, God Almighty, they have a lot of holidays. This is good.
Well, how many years have you been in Belgium now?
24, and we'll be 25 in a few months.
Yeah, oh shit! Okay.
So yeah,
I mean, is that ever a thought you entertain? Like, do you ever think like, oh hey, I want to be back in the UK, or
I've had enough? No. Well, I mean, at a certain point, I mean, obviously, I lived in the Lake District, as sort of, which is a beautiful area of Britain. So returning to that was tempting at certain times, except for now, where within the next couple of months, Britain will be out of the European Union and down the toilet. It's like, all right, I might as well stay here then.
Yeah, right. I guess they didn't really sweeten the pot for you, did they?
No, not really. I could go and buy things cheaply there now when their economy goes down a bit.
Right.
But I could throw the question back at you and the States, and do you ever feel kind of like homesick for Buffalo?
I feel homesick for I feel homesick for buffalo wings and my favorite restaurants, and I feel homesick when I think about like spending Sunday like sitting out in the backyard drinking a couple of beers before the football game. I don't even give a shit about football, mind you, but just being outside and talking with my uncle and dad, and just about whatever. I miss that for sure. But throwing shade at the Quebecois here, Pablo. But yeah, I mean, I think in a very real way, being outside of the country was kind of a strong dose of like anti-venom. And don't get me wrong, I never was the guy who had drunk the Kool-Aid and was like,
yes,
fuck yeah, America, best country in the world. Yeah, but
you didn't have a flag flying in the backyard, sort of thing.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, but also at the same time, like I knew how lucky I was in so many ways. Like I knew what my nationality granted me. I knew what my race granted me. I knew all of that. But I think I didn't realize like all of the how deep like a lot of the problems went. And when I say problems, I mean obviously like there's the racial stuff, but there's also like on a national level, like how just the how much of a command the states has over everything. Even not directly, like how much people here in a different country care about who's going to be the next president and that kind of thing. And especially over the last couple of years, like realizing where the conversation shifted to when I was asked, like, you know, about what's going to happen. And I feel like when I first came, there was much more of a like, oh, you know, the country's doing this, like that's great, like, oh, gay marriage, like that's great, and like and everything else like that. But I haven't been asked with like, nobody's had that twinkle in their eye when they talk about America and in like I mean it like people, when they talked about it before, they'd be like, oh, Ina, like America is so great, and now it's like I don't want to fucking go there. Like why would I why would I go there? There's Japanese people being shot on the street because, or not shot, that's bullshit, I apologize for saying that, but there's people being
harassed.
Yeah, I mean there have been people brutalized who are Japanese because people think they're Chinese, which is not to say it'd be okay if they are Chinese, but I'm just saying it's a, you know,
because of the COVID thing.
You know, and it's like so I very much have God, I don't even know how to put it, but I mean it's like when you love somebody a lot, and like, you know, it's almost, this is very personal, but it's like the relationship I have with my dad. Like, of course I love my dad and I'm always going to love my dad, but I also realize my dad has some backwards stupid ass ideas.
Yeah, well, that's the privilege of dads, you see. So
well, sure. And it's kind of the same thing, you know. It's like, okay, well, I love the place, but I, you know, like I don't feel the need to be like America and that kind of thing anymore at all.
Yeah, it's like
so
me and the UK. I mean, you know, it's there. I am from it, and it's got some nice bits. But I mean, I feel I kind of feel, not that I'm a citizen of the world, because I couldn't go and live in Kuala Lumpur or anything like that happily.
Sorry.
You know, or Kazakhstan or whatever. It's nice.
There's a sequel coming, Simon. There's a sequel.
Yes, I know. I've seen the trailer. It's good.
Yes, I wanna watch that for sure. Yeah, and I mean that's it. I too believe the same things as you. Yes.
Poetic here. Cobra T was asking how often you go back to Buffalo.
I'm sorry, Cobra T. I'm sorry I didn't catch your question. Generally I go back once a year. Generally I go back around Christmas time for about 2 weeks. This year, obviously, I will not be going back because even despite Japan saying like anybody can come now, like if you're a resident, it's just not the case.
Yeah, I mean, same here. I mean, normally for 24 years, I've been going every year back to England for Christmas, and this could be the first year where that never happens. So,
are your kids live in the UK still, or?
No, my kids were born here and they live here. And we sort of, when I was still married, we went back as a family, and then when I divorced, me and my kids would go to England together for Christmas to be with my folks and family there. Okay. And then they would have New Year here with the Belgian side.
Gotcha.
But this year, obviously, because of the situation, that could be the first time that it's not happening. So be interesting. But still,
I'm glad.
Still want their presents.
Yeah, of course, right? Of course. Yeah. How old are your kids?
19 and 21.
All right. Well, yeah. Even so, like, no matter how big they get, they want their presents, eh? This is the way of it.
I have been given instructions, certainly from my youngest, what I have to get. I'll have to ask the oldest one what he wants, but something associated with bagpipes probably, because that's his thing.
Oh, you said that's cool though. He's into that.
Oh yeah, sort of. He's a good player, although his brother doesn't like it.
Yeah, I suppose bagpipes are a bit of an acquired taste, eh? Yeah. But I mean, I think it's I mean, of course, it's shit that you can't get back and see your family in the UK, but it's I suppose it's something that your kids are there, eh?
Yes, I mean, hopefully they'll come over here for Christmas, come round to my place or something, you know, so that I'm not all on my own on Christmas Day.
being a version of Tiny Tim.
Please, sir.
Hello, believe in yourself.
Robert, it's Robert. Remember?
As in. Oh, it is Robert.
Yeah, it's Robert.
Holy shit! It is Robert. Robert, what's up?
Oh no, Black Friday in Walmart. Oh, there will be no more humorous videos of Walmart customers. Oh.
Yeah. That's I literally will show my adult students videos of people being stupid assholes at Walmart on an annual basis.
Just America. It's not all it seems to be.
Yes, indeed. Oh, good Lord. Here I am at a place. This next to me here is a baseball field for baseball players, as you may have assumed.
Yeah.
It's dark. Yes, that's it. That's my tour for the moment.
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
I saw some. I think it was possibly in Kyoto. I was like just wandering randomly, and I went through a park, and I saw some kids sort of all in their baseball uniforms playing baseball. Yeah, so it's very popular there.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, yeah, it's weird, and it's kind of well, it's not actually probably interesting at all, but like baseball teams are super loud. So like Saturday morning, the baseball team starts practicing at 7:30 a.m. and like the whole time, like Simon, are you a baseball fan, or like
I like to watch rallycross sometimes, which is about nine. That's me and sport.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you've ever seen if you've ever gone to a baseball game or something like that, but it's not exactly like a rousing experience, right? Like the players are not like.
Sounds like cricket. It sounds like cricket.
Yeah. Exactly.
Not remotely rousing at all.
Yeah. To me, they're one and the same as far as their tension raising abilities, to put it in the Japanglish. But yeah, and particularly like the players, like nobody's making a damn peep.
Yeah.
Right. But here the kids, when they're on the field, like the whole time, I'm not even kidding, they're going, hey, and hey, like and everybody, it's not like they're doing it in unison. Everybody's doing it like kind of scattered, like. And I don't know why, and it just drives me crazy, and that's the end of that story.
It's possibly to sort of confuse the opposition. Sort of, hey, what?
Yeah, well, that must be what it is. I'm gonna chalk it up to that, so it doesn't drive me crazy. There is a reason for this, I'll think.
Yeah,
baseball is an excuse.
Oh yeah, you just seen it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I agree entirely.
This show is just an excuse to drink and yell at the audience.
That's right. And talk shit about kids who just want to play baseball and are yelling the entire time because I'm a 33-year-old curmudgeon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Grumpy old men show. It's the grumpy old men show this week.
That's right.
It's dark from Japan.
That's right. Golf though. What about golf? Are you a golfer?
There was a period, maybe sort of 30 years ago, where I kind of like watched it and thought, oh, this is quite interesting, and for about like a day.
Very short-lived day.
Yeah. I mean, I was trying to think. Name some famous golfers. Tiger Woods.
Yeah, Tiger Woods is where I went. And also, what is his name? Jack Nicklaus.
Jack Nicklaus.
Yeah.
I watched Jack Nicklaus when he was young and playing. that gives you an idea how long ago.
Yeah, I'm not trying to shame you, but the only reason I remember Jack Nicklaus is because I remember like after my grandfather died, we were like cleaning out his shit from the garage,
Mm.
and he had like, oh yeah, Arnold Palmer, of course, just because that's
right,
just delicious. Yeah. But like I remember Jack Nicklaus, if I remember, like Nicholas is spelled in kind of a weird way.
Mm.
And so I was like, oh Dad, Grandpa's got like these golf clubs from this guy like Jack Nicolaus, and my dad made like really like no mercy fun of me.
Oh,
And
God.
so I'll remember that guy's name until the day I die. Thanks, Dad.
Yes, I also had a brief period where I was into in the sort of the late mid to late 80s.
Yeah,
it's dark, you see.
that's it. I could not see my own mouth. I like this excuse.
Yeah. It's not the 9%. It's not the 9%. It's just like it's dark.
Oh man,
yeah, I was into snooker. I was into snooker for a brief time.
Okay, so, not to paint myself as ignorant, but what the hell is snooker?
Snooker is like it's a bit like pool, in that you've got two sticks and a green baize table, and you have a triangle like you have in pool, but all the balls are red in the triangle, and then you have a white ball, obviously like pool, which is the cue ball.
Yes.
And then the balls with the points, again like pool, are coloured balls, and it's basically sort of like pool, but not. But British.
Fair enough then. Like pool, but British. I see.
Okay.
I see.
And yeah, it was quite popular in the 80s on television, and I watched it with my grandfather, and got sort of into it again for a short period.
I'm gonna ask you a really stupid question.
Let's go ahead.
Is this spelled like snooker, like snooker?
That is correct.
All right, then I'm aware of this game. I'm not making fun of your accent. I just legitimately thought it was something called snooker.
Snooker.
Yeah. that was spelled SNOOKAH.
I say, old chap, you British English, you know.
I know, right? I'm an embarrassment.
Simon would enjoy NASCAR. That's why I like Rallycross. I mean, I didn't watch Rallycross to see the people win. I saw Rallycross because the cars often crashed. Spectacular.
I wish I could show you the stars. It's really pretty out here. This is the benefit of the Ineka.
Tilt the camera up, and we'll just see black probably, and nothing.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, it's iPhone sensitivity.
Alas.
Yes.
Alas.
What you'd have to do is stand there and hold us on long exposure for about half an hour.
That's right. Alas. We're watching some of the female players. You could see their heart beating when the pressure was on.
I didn't watch it for that.
I see. I see. Robert is still Roberting.
Roberting, yes.
Yes.
So, I mean, now it's sort of getting towards the sort of. What do you do of an evening besides wandering about talking to me? I mean, what happens in Sabae and at nights? Is it still the throbbing heart of Obasan pickup land?
Well, I've been out of the lady hunting game for a little while here, but I have to say that just judging like from the outside, it does not seem as though the pool for young men looking for a partner has improved. So let's put it that way.
I hear crickets in the background. That's. I mean, we haven't had that sound on the show for a long time.
You can hear that. Yeah, there's definitely crickets. And now there's a single train that comes by once an hour, if that, depending on the day.
Pablo used to watch professional bowling. That's almost like as stimulating as watching cricket.
There's something though, like right. We were talking about cricket and baseball. Like, there's something like there's a dance of physics that's happening in bowling, right? Where like you recognize that bowling, there are things that happen there that it's not like you could just do it. Right. I mean, don't get me wrong, like baseball athletes are athletes and they do shit all the time that I can't do, but I can catch a ball. You know what I mean? And I can hit a ball, and it's like, okay, well, if I practice, probably I could do that. That's the feeling, at least, right? But there's a recognition when you watch bowling and you see somebody like hit like a crazy crazy strike. Not crazy strike, they get a crazy spare. And you're like, okay, how did they bend physics to do that for them, kind of thing?
Yes, like Carlos spinning the ball and curb. You get that in cricket as well. There's physics in cricket and there's physics in snooker. So I mean, I can appreciate snooker.
That's right. You harden your arse, sir.
Yes, to be American, I have to harden my arse. There we go.
Put it on a hat.
It's over there in the corner. I'm not. If I get up now, I'll pull the earplugs out and it'll all go to pot. So.
No, sir. Put it on a hat. Don't put on a hat. Put it on a hat. What you just said.
Put it on a hat. Yeah.
Yes.
Down to physics.
That's it. But yeah, like I mean, I haven't watched bowling professionally, like on TV or something, but I just see people like do shit at the alley sometimes. I just see that at the alley. You know,
in Sabae, they play snooker in the alley.
That's right.
On the floor.
That's right. Simon needs a mega hat, says Pablo.
A MAGA hat. Oh dear. I thought you said mega hat, but MAGA hat. No.
I could definitely get behind you wearing like a mega hat. If it has like great lighting.
I used to wear a mega hat on my show. It was pretty mega, I thought. Yeah.
Mega. I see.
So yes, Sunday. What I was getting at is what do you do for thrills?
Yeah. I'm sorry. We had an actual question in there. I mean, to be honest, what do I do for thrills? Should we go back to the callus conversation?
Well, walking up hills was
Oh yeah. I mean, a lot of hiking. There's the studying. I spent a lot of time with my. Well, we're not married yet, but my family. We do a lot of like family stuff, like going out and like drinking and just like hang out all day together. Like a lot of what I talked about, I missed about the States. That takes up a lot of time. And yeah, to be honest, it's pretty much it these days. Because as I said, even though COVID's not too much of a thing here, it's like, you know, there's still a lot of shit that you just can't do because it's closed. Or if like, for example, your workplace finds out you did it, even though people rationally know it's not a problem, like you can have trouble. Like if I go to karaoke tonight and people find out, like I'd be in trouble, you know. Yeah. So that's it. So it's a lot of being a homebody and trying to make something and be productive. I'm working on a podcast, which is almost done.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So
a rival.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. But it's a podcast nobody's going to listen to. So, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we do them to get things off our chest and to. I mean, that's why I do it. I mean,
well, that's it, right? It's
therapy. Robert will agree. It's therapy.
Well, you hope, right? Like maybe it'll even find 5 people. It'll mean something to them, and that's it, really. So, yeah, but it is so much of that. It's born out of being like, I feel like I have something to say, and this is a good format to say it, and that kind of thing. So,
nobody reads blogs anymore. So I mean. You go into people's blogs and it's the last update, 2014.
Replug my. Are we better now?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Peppa, goddamn umbrella, son of a church. What's your favorite Japanese snack / food, Charlie? That's a good question. My favorite Japanese snack is ebi senbei. They're those like flattened rice crackers that have like a piece of shrimp inside of them. Those are super tasty. As for my favorite, like, actual food, actual like meal kind of thing. Christ. there's
You
this.
like?
Yes, I do.
This is the body.
Yes,
Here's
I
the
do.
body of Christ. This is.
That's right.
He goes and eats hosts from the Catholic Church. That's his
That's
favorite.
right. Literally, the only reason I still go to church is to eat Jesus. So offensive. But yeah. My favorite actual food actually is it's called ikanato in Japanese. There's natto, right? Like the super stinky like fermented beans.
Mm.
And in that you take like a sashimi of squid and you just mix it in with some ginger and onions, and it's really freaking good. It's really freaking good. Yeah.
I've had natto and cottage cheese before. That was quite nice. But natto
Was it good?
yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of the cottage cheese sort of like made it milder, obviously. So
Sure.
yeah.
I feel like blue. Sorry, I got my object of the sentence incorrect and the subject. But I feel like natto gets a bad rap because it's basically, at least to my palate now, it's just like a really strong blue cheese.
Yeah.
It's so much like a blue cheese. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like eating sort of lumps of Marmite.
Yeah, Marmite though also is another thing. I think it's a bad rap, as well as Vegemite. I think they all delicious in their own right, but
yes, it's that umami, the umami.
Yeah, man. There's that umami,
which is apparently a word that now is world renowned. And when I was a child, there were only five like tastes or four tastes or something like that. But now apparently there's been another taste all along that the Japanese knew about, and we all now know what it's called.
That's right. And we know it as umami. That's right, Kobachi. It's good stuff. It's in it, it's good for your insides. Well, I killed that conversation.
Natto. So what's your plan for the rest of the evening, Charlie?
Tomorrow, with the aforementioned family, we're actually going to go hike a mountain.
Oh, well, cool.
What passes for a mountain anyway?
And
yeah, so I've got to go and get like a small tank of gas, because when we get to the top, we're gonna heat up some coffee. We're gonna heat up some cup noodles, and have us a good time. Bring that out of the States, slap it on an NY hot dog. Yeah, I bet that would actually be pretty damn good. You put some like spicy mustard on top of the natto and the hot dog. I'd eat that for sure.
There you go. That's a food video for you.
Yeah,
natto hot dogs.
I'm gonna give it a go. I bet I could make it in like LA. I bet you could sell that off like a food truck.
Cobra T's asking, what's one favorite thing about Japan? Just to round up now.
Oh God, that's a good question. One favorite thing. Am I allowed to say my fiance?
Yes.
But I think it's the fact that I'm allowed to just. God, we were talking earlier about all these rules that people have to follow, but like in your private life, you're just allowed to like whatever the fuck you want. Like they're
yeah. So that once you're out of the public eye,
yeah, it's like there's so many like niche businesses and stuff that are serving like, I mean, some of it's really weird and like morally objectionable.
Yes.
Let's be clear. But also the fact that like you can be like a 50 or 60-year-old guy who's really into like Gundam or really into like whatever, and people are just like, okay, cool, man. Like, who gives a shit? Like, I love that. And it's weird because there's this dichotomy, right, where you have to fit in so many places, but in your hobbies you're allowed to be like a real fucking weirdo, which is also why there's a problem with pedophilia. But so it's a double-edged sword. But like,
yes, it's sort of like, yes, you wouldn't really want that as a general rule, perhaps. For society, like you say, everybody has to fit in. But if they didn't, and everybody was a weirdo, it would be like,
well, that's it.
Chaos,
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I guess probably a better answer would have been to say the fact that I don't have to like worry about being gunned down randomly at like a shopping mall, or like my eventual children being murdered in their school. That makes me feel good. It would have been a much better answer than being able to read a comic book when I'm 40. You know, but
yeah, not be ashamed. Not be ashamed.
That's it. I'm a simple creature. Let's just realize. So, yeah. So orgy's still fine. Well, sure. Why not? Yes, that is where I'm heading over there to answer your question. Hard off. Which is not a store where you go for masturbation goods.
No.
To go again back to the callous conversation. Yeah. The bottom floor is a used bookstore, and the top floor is like hardware, like games and that kind of shit. Not games. That's software. Like game stations. God, what is a game station? I just can't speak.
Consoles, yes.
TVs, rice cookers, all that kind of thing. Used stuff. Yeah. So yeah, that's where we're going.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really glad that we saw you. Thank you for the streetlights of Sabae.
Yes, I'm always happy to please.
And don't be too long before you pop back again.
I'm sorry we had the delay from last time, but I really enjoyed myself the first time I was on, and I'm really glad to be back again. So anytime, shoot me a message.
Well, I've put your link. The link to your channel is in this live stream, and it's also in the advert and in the descriptions. So everybody who has not already done so, please subscribe to Charlie's channel, and you will see more of the same in daylight from him.
Yes, indeed.
Without the calluses, possibly.
Hey, don't make promises you can't keep.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Charlie. Next week.
Thank you, Simon.
On the show, it's a mystery. I'm working on it, but it could just be me blathering on, or it could be me and a guest blathering on. We shall see. At the moment, I'd like to thank you all for joining and watching. And,
thanks, guys.
I'd like to thank Charlie for joining us, and good to see him again. But for now, I'd say goodbye to everybody and see you all again next week, possibly more at the usual time. So, bye for now.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.